Cosmic Girl 101 signing on for a video for the Pisces Rising March 2024 astrology video. Pisces Rising, the topics we're going to be discussing this month for you astrologically is the Sun, the Moons, Venus, Mars and Mercury. The Sun, as we open up the month of March, is currently transiting your first house. It's in the sign of Pisces. And on the 19th, it ingresses into Aries, which is a 4-week transit. And this happens to be your second house. On the 19th, we see the spring equinox start. It is the start of the astrological year. And this is also the Sun's exaltation sign of Aries. And this happens to be your second house, so that is quite significant for you as a Pisces rising. So let's discuss the Sun as we open up the month of March in your first house. So this is where there's a lot of illumination, a lot of energy, vitality. This is what you're directed to when it comes to your life force. And your first house is all about your physical appearance, your personality. You're possibly very popular. You're getting a lot of people reaching out to you or seeking out your existence for a project or just some help of some kind. As a Pisces rising, you have a lot of people that seek out your support. So this is continuing as we open up the month of March. So on the 19th, when we have the Sun ingressing into Aries for 4 weeks, this is having a particular shift of focus from your first house to your second house. So when we have the Sun now lighting up that second house, this is your house of assets, resources, things that make you feel secure. It's a house that's associated with your self-worth and self-value. It's what you can do to bring a lot of value to your own self. So for the next 4 weeks from the 19th, you're very concentrating much on revitalizing those resources and looking at things that improve your 3D reality. So looking at your financial documents is something that's highlighted here. So you're very much aware of the energy of finance and also possessions. So you may be increasing your possessions at this time. There could be something coming into your reality that gives you a sense of wholeness and wow, I feel abundant. And if you are feeling as if you need to change something up in your second house, this is where you have the cosmic green pass to really anchor into something that's going to be beneficial to you in the long run. So that second house for you being Aries as a Pisces rising, this is all about being brave and bold, taking strategic action towards building your own sense of personal wealth. The lunations this month are quite significant for all of us, but for you as a Pisces rising, on the 10th of March, there's going to be a new moon in Pisces, your first house. So you have the Sun transiting here in your first house, and you now have a new moon occurring in your first house. So Sun and Moon is highly activated here for Pisces rising. So if you're feeling very much swept up in the lunar and solar energies, I wouldn't be surprised considering it's impacting your first house, Pisces rising. A new moon is always a dark side of the moon cycle. It's not visual, it's more insular and personal to the self. So you may be starting or initiating something brand new in your life. Could be quite exciting, could be a relationship, a child, a project, a new work regime, a new creative activity that you're embarking on, but it's brand new. So this is quite lovely, or something that's going to make you feel quite whole and really quite emotionally content. What begins on this day actually grows and expands, or it comes to a full stop come the full moon in Pisces, which is September 17 in 2024. And the reason for this is because it's a full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces, your first house. Pisces rising, so this is important. So whatever begins here is going to flourish and bring you a sense of emotional contentment and fulfillment, a lot of happiness here, whatever you're beginning here or what is starting in your life that is brand new. Come the full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces on the 17th of September 2024, you could see whatever is starting now basically going great guns for you, or something is now removed, or you're moving away from whatever you are beginning on the 10th of March 2024. Happy birthday to all the March born Pisces out there, by the way. Pisces rising as well. On the 25th, 25th of March, there's a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra. And this is your 8th house. Now, Libra on its own is associated with balance, equality, partnerships, connecting with people through contracts and agreements. And this in your 8th house sees you ending possibly a financial tie or a breakthrough in regards to someone's assets now being released to you, or you are moving on from a connection regarding a significant person in your life. This is the culmination pinnacle point of the lunation cycle. And for you, Pisces rising, I would imagine this could be a significant ending or beginning impacting yours or others' assets, or both. Now, the South Node is also in the sign of Libra, and the South Node is a nodal position that is all about what is familiar and comfortable, but we need to graduate from. So this is something that you will be continually working through. Now we're going to be talking about our personal planets being Mars, Venus, and Mercury. And the reason I concentrate on these personal planets so much is because they have a direct impact to us that is changing quite frequently. So it's important that I put a lot of energy and concentration on giving you clear and concise reports on what the personal planets are doing and how they're actually impacting you or supporting you or in conflict with you in these reports. Now, Mars is a planet that rules your 2nd house and also rules your 9th house. So Mars is fairly quiet. There's really a lot going on for Mars this month. And Mars has been, for Pisces rising, transiting in your 12th house since the 13th of February 2024 and continues this transit in your 12th house, opening up the month of March. Mars in the 12th house can see you separating or feeling in conflict with things from the past. So you might be a little bit overwhelmed, or something from the past seems to be now coming to a completion or an ending for you. There could be, and Mars ruling that 2nd house and that 9th house could see finances highlighted for you that need to be considered or at least weighed up in regards to that 12th house, and also ruling your 9th house. This is important because Mars in the 9th house is all about, being your 9th house ruler, is all about international and foreign correspondence and connections, our philosophies in life, higher education, legalities, and things that make you feel spiritually connected. So with Mars transiting in your 12th house and it rules your 2nd and 9th house, you could have a conflict with your values, with you and other people. People from the past could be highlighted here for you as Mars is transiting your 12th house. So people from the past could be intertwined with you in regards to finances or your sense of self-worth and value. On the 9th of March 2024, that Mars is going to square Uranus and Taurus. So your 12th house and your 3rd houses are in a square aspect. Quite simply, this is difficult and a challenging aspect. When you have a Martian square, this looks as if something from behind the scenes is affecting your sense of community or feeling connected. You could be separated from your local environment or feeling a change in your normal everyday dynamics. Something from the past could be pulling you into a new community or a new educational program as well. Could also have to do with vehicles, and also siblings and cousins is highlighted here, that third house. So there could be some back and forward troubles in regards to those 12th and 3rd houses on the 9th. So forewarned is forearmed, and I believe if you're tuning in, this is all about looking at the future and how these planets are going to be affecting us. So know that the 9th of March 2024 could potentially be quite a difficult day. On the 22nd of March, our personal planet Mars is making a big change and ingressing into Pisces. And Mars is in detriment in the sign of Pisces. And for you, this is your first house. This transit continues until April 30, 2024. Mars in detriment quite simply means is not available to be as forthright, brave and direct and strategic as it usually is. It's swept up in things from the past. It's swept up in other people and thinking about other people. So that Mars that rules your 2nd and 9th house could have you feeling you're spending finances or supporting people financially. You could be looking at legalities that are quite tricky when you have this transit of Mars in your 1st house and in a detriment, because the 2nd house is ruled by that Mars. So again, forewarned is forearmed, but Mars not operating on its full capacity to do what it needs to do, which is conquer and bravely step into new roles, is going to be a little bit more relaxed and working behind the scenes and not so forward moving. So you could feel as if Mars is in a stasis here, in a quieter mode, in when it comes to the 22nd to the 30th of April. So because it's in your 1st house, Pisces rising, Mars could see you being quite combative, quicksilver tongue, very direct, and you could be having some problems with your physical bodies. You could have some cuts or bruises. So take your time. Physically, you could be affected, quite negatively when Mars is transiting your 1st house, because he's all about conflict. So you could be in conflict or having conflicts with other people. And again, it could be because of your 2nd and 9th houses being part of this narrative for you. Pisces rising, we're going to be talking about personal planet Venus now. Now, Venus is your ancient ruler and Neptune is your modern ruler. So these two planets do have significations for you. Now, Venus is currently transiting in Aquarius, your 12th house, as we open up the month of March. Venus in the 12th is tying things up from the past or trying to complete things from the past in regards to relationships, contracts, partnerships, things that have to do with finances. So even people from the past, like old sisters or siblings, could be coming back online. So there could be a lot of interaction with people from the past with Venus transiting your 12th. On the 3rd of March, Venus is going to square Uranus in Taurus. Okay, we all don't like square aspects because a square aspect, quite frankly, is difficult. So when you have Venus squaring Uranus, this is activating your 12th and 3rd houses. So a difficult day of communication or travel is highlighted here for you. On the 11th, we have Venus now ingressing into Pisces, which is your 1st house. And Venus is exalted in the sign of Pisces, and this transit continues until the 5th of April 2024. We like Venus in exaltation, and we certainly like Venus when it's in our 1st house going through a transit. You're very popular. There's a lot of abundance and a lot of energy that is about connecting with people. This is where you have a sense of joy. Your sensual side could be coming out. Things that make you feel complete and whole seem to be more organic. You could be having some fantastic friendships or new females coming into your space, feeling really connected and quite joyous when you have Venus transiting here until the 5th of April. On the 21st, Venus is going to be conjuncting Saturn in Pisces in your first house. So a Venus-Saturn conjunction, let's think about this aspect. Venus coming into direct contact with Saturn. So Saturn is all about wisdom, patience, and Venus is all about pleasure and abundance. So when we have a conjunction here, we have Venus now answering to Saturn, and Saturn is asking us to really consider the long term because it's going to impact us directly in regards to those first house topics. Our character, how we're seen and known by others, our physical appearance, and also our physical bodies here, and just our sense of self. So Venus might be saying, go ahead and make that big purchase, or yes, that relationship looks good, we can start something new. But you're on notice here to consider the long term when you have Venus conjuncting that Saturn in your first house. On the 24th, we have Venus sextiling Jupiter in Taurus, activating your first and third houses. Oh, what a delicious aspect to have. The two benefics being Venus and Jupiter coming into a sextile, which is a harmonious aspect. This looks great for enjoying your community, enjoying your local environment, just feeling that you're in flow and connecting well, even with siblings and cousins. There could be some more family members online coming in when you have this aspect, and you're enjoying connecting with people quite a lot when you have this transit. And it could be a new person coming in that is exciting for you, Pisces rising, or you could be starting something new in the community, or even communication or education is highlighted here. So something could be beginning that feels that you're ready to commit to a course of some sort that improves your sense of self and may impact you quite profoundly in the long run. On the 28th, we see Venus sextiling Uranus in Taurus. Again, your first and third houses are lit up here with this aspect. A Venus-Uranus aspect is all about a sudden sense of change that we don't see coming, or an abrupt turnabout in events. So something in your local environment, something you do daily is changing here. It could be communication or education again, even to do with technology. So this could be a surprise purchase of some sort regarding your technology or a vehicle, or siblings and cousins here can reveal something that's quite impactful to you as well. Now, Venus for you, Pisces rising, rules your third house and your 8th house. So take note of Venus in the 3rd and the 8th being the ruler, because these houses for you are significant, especially when we're talking about transits and aspects. Pisces rising, let's talk about Mercury, our personal planet now. Now, Mercury actually rules your 4th house and your 7th house. Now, Mercury opening up the month of March is transiting your first house. Now, Mercury is in detriment in Pisces, and the reason for that is because it's the opposite of Virgo, and Virgo, Mercury is the ruler of Virgo. So being in an opposite sign is difficult for Mercury to function on all cylinders and being more organic. So when Mercury is transiting in your first house, you could have communication that feels confusing to you, or communication that's illusory. There could be something missing. You don't have the finger on the pulse. There could be delays in communication, delays in travel that is frustrating you, or even finances could be delayed and impacting you quite directly. On the 4th of March 2024, Mercury is going to be sextiling Uranus and Taurus, and this is your first and third house connection lit up again. So a Mercury in a sextile, which is a more favorable aspect, could be a sudden communication or a document that comes across the table that needs your attention on the 4th of March. On the 8th of March, we've got that Mercury conjuncting Neptune in your first house. So Mercury-Neptune conjunction can have you very confused on the 8th, or feeling that you want to take a big step back from your 3D reality. This is about just feeling connected and wanting to tune out and just enjoy yourself when you have the 8th of March roll around for you, Pisces rising. On the 9th, Mercury is now going to be changing signs, so this is significant because this is where a direction and what we're thinking about now is turning and changing the tide. Mercury is ingressing into Aries, your second house, until May 15. Mercury is going to be going through a retrograde, so that's why it's such a long time that Mercury is staying in your second house of finances. So interestingly enough for you, Mercury in the second house, so until May 15. Okay, Pisces rising, for you, communication, travel, and technology is highlighted in regards to your assets, your values, self-worth, self-value, what you're thinking and talking about. So for you, this is a very mercurial transit. You're all about the finances and your sense of well-being, stability, and security. This is what this transit's all about. So there may be some turnarounds, some delays, some setbacks. Forewarned is forearmed. So take it easy and be patient. Whatever you're deciding in regards to making financial commitments, there could be a drawback or a delay or a change with this transit. So Mercury in Aries, even though this is a favorable place for Mercury to be in, a fire sign, because Mercury is an air, naturally ruled by air, you could have some changes going on with your family and relationships and contracts as well. So real estate is also highlighted here for you in this transit. Now on the 10th, Mercury is going to be sextiling Pluto in Aquarius, your second and 12th house connection. So this is this could be a day where something from the past can be revealed. Something that is going on behind the scenes is now impacting your second house of finances, assets, and resources. You can see a return investment flourish that is now giving you a financial boost or an increase that you haven't seen for some time. There could be also something from an expense or a possession or a contract from the past that is also impacting you on the 10th of March 2024. Cosmic Girl 101 signing off now, Pisces rising. I hope you enjoyed your March 2024 astrology outlook, and I'll catch you next month.